the other creators has learned how to work this app. Do you remember I mentioned that earlier?
Yep.
So she just said there herself, I wasn't as clued up at that time. So obviously, once she gets into the ear and gets into the group with all these other bigger creators, they teach her, she learns, she grew, right?
Can speak, I love you, how are you? It was just, you know, it was an exposure that people wanted to put out there. So, moving on. I have got a list here, guys, because you know what I get like, I get confused.
She needs to remember her lies more.
Not a script.
Me and Zach said our sorries. I apologised to Zach. He apologised to me. We spoke about the images. Like I say, we said our sorries, and we formed a friendship up last year. We built a friendship up, and I didn't make friends with him out of guilt. You know, I seen that he was paying the people back. You know, it was over, it was done, and I formed what I believed was a genuine friendship with Zach. You know, you see him come in my box. You know, he was doing F1P shows and everything. And, you know, we had a lot of interaction. We'd have phone calls and, you know, exchange things. And it just like I say, 4 weeks ago, he sent me chocolates and flowers and fags. And I've still got this card, actually.
Oh, God, this woman. We already know all this. Where's your accountability?
I've got it on my fridge. It was still on my fridge. Donna, thank you for being a massive part of my journey. This is only the beginning for me. To have your blessings means the work.
See?
Says
He
work.
felt like he needed a permission. So was Zach telling the truth?
The Queen of the Mornings, love from King ZBD. We're all about the flowers. So he sent me flowers and chocolates because I'm...
Right, so on that point of why did he not like her when he sent her flowers and chocolates? So Zach's response to that, this is not what I'm saying, this is Zach's response to that, was that he was trying to just keep the peace because of the amount of shit he was getting. He thought it was easier just to try and get on with them. And nobody can blame him for doing that, because that's what most people would do, right? You've had enough shit, you just think, do you know what, I'm just going to keep the peace. It's a natural thing that people do, right? Mm-hmm. So that explains.
Yeah.
Well, also says a lot about her that she wanted a deep dive done on him, an exposure, but then went on to have a genuine friendship.
That's fucked up.
A genuine friendship that starts that way.
Do you think that after Zach sent the messages to Miss Red and the image do you think he had some regret after doing that? Like he had some sort of realisation where he thought, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it was a week after or something, and he's felt since then that he's had to keep a sweet almost.
Correct. He felt it was always hanging over him because he was being threatened. It was going to be weaponised against him.
100%, Kaz, 100%, because he, for her, and once he's realised who she is, what she's really is that he's realised that that's now ammunition that she can hold against him.
Yep. Mills, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm not going to go on about it anymore because it's boring and I've said it all before. I just got to say it now, just because it feeds him at that point. The whole business that Donna had when I was Fat Barry, and that she was calling me out, and my friend and Fringe, who was in here earlier, and saying we trolled her and saying that we did all these awful things to her, right? The reason that I stopped talking about her wasn't because I forgave her or anything like that. It's exactly like Zach, is I didn't want her to go after, I don't give a shit, I'm not trying to act hard, but I didn't want her to go after my friend anymore like she was. So she stopped all of that by involving Brigham and people like that, and it's easier to just have peace with these people. When she sent me a message saying, can I have your phone number so I can call you, which I gave her, and she never called, I then messaged her and said, look, I'm sorry if I've ever upset you. I've never made any accounts about you or anything like that, or neither of any of my friends. You know, good luck in the future, because it's easier to do that. So I know what Zach feels like. You know, you don't want the grief that this woman will fucking put on you or your mates. That's exactly who she is. And I'm not going to say it again because it's boring. It's not about me. But I can totally understand why he sent that, because it was much bigger for him. But that's how she operates. She forces people into fucking not having their say, because she will fucking make your life hell by mentioning you over and over again in front of 5,000 people, because that's who Donna is.
Yeah, so again, she's using... Sorry, Kaz, go ahead.
Oh, no, sure, you say.
I was just going to say, she's using that as a way to make Zach look as if there was no issue with her because he sent her flowers and chocolates. But really what she's doing is another manipulative thing by saying that to make
It's making them fall into line. Without saying it, she's doing wee things
to make
to make
people
him fall
think
into
what
line.
Zach's saying and discrediting him on his truth on the matter.
Exactly. The same way Zach sent misread something vulnerable.
I'm just going to the toilet, Kaz, just carry on.
Yeah. The same way Zach sent something to misread, which was vulnerable, and misread had that leverage over him now, is the same way misread sent something to Facts Freak. And Facts Freak eventually realised this is leverage.
Yes.
This is not like something I can just shrug under. She can throw this out just as quick as Zach can throw this out or Misread can throw it out. It's
You know what? How long would this have went on for? Them all pretending to like each other and be friends and nicey while doing the worst behind each other's backs.
exactly.
It would have went on. It would have kept going.
If this didn't happen now with Misread and the Zach situation, if it didn't all blow up, Facts Freak would still be sat on that information.
Exactly. And why was he?
I agree,
Why was
yeah.
he so comfortable to sit on that information up until that point?
Because they've all got something on someone else. And they
That's
could use it
right.
behind the
Yes.
scenes. It's what it is.
We
isn't it?
always say it.
When you join these groups, right? They're not. You don't just join it and go, "Hi, this is me. I'll see you in a live." They want your information. They want to know everything about you. They want every little snippet. They'll get you into conversations where you put a remark, where you put a comment, where you put a text that basically they're going to throw back at you one day.
Listen, it could be as simple as this. Chippy, if me and you were big, massive creators on the app, okay, the Misreads and the Zacks, or what if you want to be big creator, I don't know. And I said something as simple to you as, have you got a new car, Chippy? And you're like, yeah. It's like, send me a picture. Bang, got your number plate. You know what car you've got? Leverage. When
Exactly.
someone goes out, I can just pass it.
Pretending to be friends to get information.
So you know the competition. So you know there's little things like these little competitions they do. So they're making thousands of pounds, right? But yet they'll put a little competition out for 50 quid or 20 quid or a free ticket they've got from somebody else. They're gonna give it to you, right? What happens when you win that?
Oh God, hang on a minute. I don't want you to see
There'll
that.
be somebody that wants
Just doxed your cat, Nilsy.
They will.
That cat looks like a lesbian.
Misread's gonna be. Misread's
That
gonna be.
information, your address, your full name, and they'll start working behind the scenes on finding out everything they can about you. So they've got something to throw at you should you leave their company.
Well, they say on the internet nothing's free. Even if you're not paying for it, you're paying for it with your data, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it's the same on here. Nothing's like free. Nothing's like I'm helping you out because I think you're great at the top. Everything's a transaction, and on a transaction there has to be something. There has to be an output and an input, and it's just what it is, isn't it?
If you've ever
Think about
ever heard of Scientology, right? What they do is they get you in and they do this. You hold a pair of bloody tin cans on some pretender machine, and they make you have to say all of your secrets. It's so basic. You give them everything they need, and then you're in their cult. And then if you ever leave the cult, you're excommunicated, and you're attacked with the information that you gave them. And Donna's a watered down version of Scientology.
You just hit the nail on the head with Scientology there. And that's exactly what these big lives are like, because they'll get you in, they'll sell you the dream, right? This is how the world was. It was created by this person. And then once you're in, to get to the next level of Scientology, you have to buy another book.
Yep.
Same with the gifter score, you have to buy your way up. If you get to level 34, you'll be a mod one day. If you get to
Yeah, the
level
gifter
40,
badge.
welcome to the group.
Come in.
Yeah.
You just need to look at Diageo. That whole, what was it? The circle of kindness was just a gifting ring to gift him.
So like with the Discords, there were the Discords where you can only get in rooms when you've been with them so long, or you've done a certain thing, etc., etc. It just keeps getting harder and harder to get to the top. Once you're in that top, you ain't getting back out.
And that's why they've got these groups mod groups where, like we keep saying, there's stuff on there that would be far worse than what we've already heard, if you know what I mean. Sorry, Milsey.
Well, that's a separate subject, isn't it? We could go on about that one as well, but here goes. Okay.
I was supporting him. I did nothing but
Thank you,
support him.
Nafi.
I had moans. Of course, I had moans. And the reason I had moans is, right, guys, because I am a very loyal person. If you're my friend, I'm loyal to the bone, all right? Despite what had happened in the past, like I said, we said our sorries. And
You're not a friend.
right? Which obviously I thought you forgive me for, right?
Thank you, Hannah.
was I
Thank
gonna
you so
say?
much, baby. Thank you, babe.
So Zach had it in his head that behind the scenes, I was working against him. I was being toxic. He didn't like the fact that I was friends with Alex and Mama Kaz and other people. But I can't.
I've just had a message saying that she is exposed
Else don't like them. So
for sexual assault and he never has. So that's more information she knows that let's just put out.
Many other
I've just had a text message on
I base my
authority
friendships on
that Zach's
being,
never mentioned
that
as
one
they say.
individual.
Thank you,
So I was
Sally.
always behind the scenes trying to make
She's
peace with
exposed that.
everybody.
But she
I'm a
knew that.
peacemaker. I wasn't behind the scenes plotting and everything else. I wasn't mass reporting. I was doing none of this. And I
Honestly,
tried to say to Zach many times, look, I know you don't like my people.
Zach, she's just exposed my essay. That was my story to tell. Thank you, man.
These people,
Look.
I was like, but these people have done nothing to
And I had another
These
text from
people
someone
want
else saying,
me,
make sure she's
they've
picked
been
up
my
that she's
I've
just
never
exposed
got anyone
essay,
to do my
and you
dirty
never
work,
have.
guys. If I
Thank you,
what you
Jillian.
see with me is what you get.
Right.
Henchman, no nothing.
What you see with me is what you get.
Which is a lie.
I walk in
hilarious.
sheep's clothing.
Bullshit.
Exactly. Okay.
Zach
One of
and
her
Alex
favourite
at
comments.
each other. Zach speaks about Alex. Alex speaks about Zach. They go at each other, right? Kaz don't like Zach. Zach don't like Kaz. They go against each other. I can't do anything about that.
She
All
just
I can do is
exposed
put Zach's
Zach's
mind
sexual
at ease that
assault
where I'm
because she got the
concerned,
wrong thing
nothing
that she was talking
untoward
about,
is going on.
and she's now outed
Alright.
as sexual
If I'm your
assault.
friend, I'm your friend. But at the same time,
Says this
I was
bottle.
seeing things from Zach that I didn't like, you know. So he would say something to me about somebody offline, but online is bigging them up.
Yeah,
Do you know
she's
what I
lying
mean?
so hard
I'd
right
have
now.
little moans like that, you know.
She's trying to deflate his character here. This is what her whole life is about today.
Line he'd call her Queenie and things like that, and I was like, eh.
And that's what we said earlier. See, just making Zach into a cunt, it does not make you any less of a cunt, Miss Red.
That's down to Zach, you know, but to me, it's just mixed messages, but it weren't really a biggie. So anyway, like I say, behind the scenes, I'm a peacemaker. I'm not this bad fucking villain that people are painting up. I've been painted out to be. I'm not a toxic person. Do I have pictures of me?
Zach lied. He's so upset on these messages saying she's exposed me sexual assault. Thank you,
But it's not to bring anybody down. I wouldn't do that, you know, especially as me and Zach had formed this friendship.
So she just said there, she's not here to bring anybody down, but yet she's just asked for exposures on people. I mean, come on, the
Yeah.
lies are just flooding out.
And she
I'm
also
a
says that she
peacekeeper.
built up a friendship with Zach on the back of Fact Freaks saying to her he will not expose him for her.
On that video I showed earlier as well of where she was talking to Tony Official, again, she was asking for another exposure on EQ. But she's this good person that doesn't do anything like that. She's a peacemaker.
She also said there that she knows about the issues between Alex and between Zach that's ongoing, and she's tried to make peace with them. All right. So let's say that she's tried to get involved in that, right? She knows that shit were going on. She knew that were going on. You're going to tell me that this person here was not involved in the Alex being toxic with Zach to start with?
Why didn't she tell him to stop?
He's her best friend.
She could have told him to stop at any point.
See what she says, what you see is what you get. You're absolutely right. We can see you for what you are. And we know what we're getting after you,
As I
Mr. Red.
said,
Definitely, mate.
don't look at that's not the picture you can see, is it? You don't
Yeah,
see
but the
some-
manipulation from her side is every day she's on, she's like, oh, team red, team red, team red, you all know me, all this I've built up and all. So she's, again, every time she's saying that, she's manipulating people to believe of her persona or her alter ego that she is when she comes online.
You're right there, Millsy, what
Yeah.
you say as well. When
It
she
goes
says,
back to what you said, Kaz, earlier about getting drawn in and this kind of, this kind of thing that they start to kind of become involved in, that brainwash. Well, yeah, it's brainwashing, and it's linked back to again the Scientology thing.
They're trying to be puppet masters, and they deflect it when it happens. It's like a bad analogy. Has anyone seen Wizard of Oz? They're all going. The wizard's at the end. He's got the big voice in the machine. I will do this. They go behind it, and it's just a guy. Yeah. It's just a guy with a big horn. He's speaking through. It's the same thing here. She's just a manipulative, narcissist woman behind a big channel.
Yes.
That's it. And she's got
Once the
people listening
smoke
to her.
mirrors goes away, you can see it for exactly what it is.
like you said, Millsy, if you listen to what she says, right, she always says, you guys know what I'm like, you guys know I wouldn't do that. She's always saying, like, convincing them. It's the way she speaks, so she's putting it on them all the time. She's putting it on you.
Yeah.
When she said to Angie, right, about that clapper, this is, rather than, right, did you share my clapper? You say yes or no, don't you? Her answer was,
Yeah.
Angie, do you think I want to get a criminal record for something like that when I've got a granddaughter? That's not a fucking answer.
The reverse psychology trick.
It's
Throwing
tricky.
it back to you.
It's so twisted and fucking, like, she will always, if you ask her a question, if you say, Donna, how much is bread? She'll go, how much is bread? As she's thinking of the lie. She gives it all the time, pretending she's deaf.
What about the eggs?
Did you see this morning she says she was deaf, got ADHD, everything was coming out this morning.
I think they said something about she had a hearing problem, but I think the only hearing problem.
No, but then she went on to say she had tinnitus. Like,
The
that's
only
only
hearing
ringing in
problem
your
I
ears.
think she's got is selective hearing.
I was just going to say that selective fucking hearing.
Yes.
If she went to the bathroom while a live was still on in the kitchen, she'd hear a lion pop up on the screen. So I don't know what hearing problem she's got.
Yeah, but when she's saying to people, Baza, when she's saying to people, "You all know what I'm like," again, it's another manipulative tactic, isn't it? Because I can come across here and speak as if I'm, this nice, which I am. I'm the same as I am now, as I'm off screen, and Kaz and all my friends, Chippy, you all know this because I'm just the same person, right? But I mean, for people who don't know her and just see her on a screen as a persona and a character, I mean, I'm not like her. I don't come on every day and have a show or pretend to be anybody. So she's putting it out to people who do not know her outside an app that she's this good person. Nobody knows what she's like off here. I could say I'm good and then go away out and rob a bank and go and, do you know what I mean, burgle houses, but it doesn't mean, do you know what I mean? So
She
it's
has
another.
Millsy, the only thing she can't hear is the fucking truth.
You can find out about her, and then she will try and delete all of that history about her. But what she will do is she'll cloud it in, oh well, I was beaten up by my ex, or this happened. So you can't ever criticise it, because if you say anything, you agree with domestic violence, do you? Gaslight straight away. The victim. All of this stuff had happened in the past. I was racist, but I was hacked by my partner. And by the way, my partner used to beat me up. It was an awful time. Send a heart me. You can't say anything. You can't confront her about it, because then all of a sudden you're condoning domestic violence according to her. And that's Donna. That's what she does.
No, but she said that happened to her, Baza, right? And I'm not saying don't believe someone that tells you that, but how do we know that she's not used that as a way when she's connecting with people on here about that she agrees with them because she's been there? We don't know that she has been. She's never shown any proof that I'm aware of that that's happened to her.
Zero.
So
she uses things like that so she doesn't have to show proof, because if you ask for proof, then you're taking away her power and her story and all of that sort of shite. Remember, she never has to show proof for anything. Someone was in here earlier and they were saying they feel really bad for Donna because she's had death threats. Now that's terrible. People shouldn't be doing that. But if she had, she would have been showing them.
Yes.
She would be showing them off. So she hasn't. That's a lie.
can I just say that someone mentioned in the comments about the timing of that EastEnders theme tune that came on. Can I just say that was absolutely brilliant.
Fucking brilliant.
Made a better timing spot for that. Okay, let's carry on.
She's exposing
So I'm just
Zach.
going to send a little bit of proof that because Zach's saying that,
Thank you, Zach.
like I say, we were working together to come at him. That
Don't
wasn't
forget
the case.
this, everyone.
It's
She's
not
just
the case.
exposed Zach's sexual assault.
me being a peacemaker, guys. So obviously Zach had a problem.
Reaffirming she's a peacemaker over and over again.
In my ear. All Cockapoo has ever been is a friend, giving me advice, you know. She's not somebody I go out to attack people. Cockapoo's her own person. She's a lovely woman. Love or hate her. She's the voice of reason and she gives me amazing advice. So Zach had it that Cockapoo was after him. So
But she just said, cockapoo's not in my ear, but she then just said in the next sentence, cockapoo just gives me advice. Is that not the same thing?
I tell you what, I actually missed
Yeah.
that. I actually missed that. She
Yeah.
does it so much, I missed that.
Another lie.
It's
Right.
quick.
I went to Cockapoo and said, look, Zach feels this way. Would you speak to Zach? She said, absolutely. And they sorted it out. So this is like just me proving that behind the scenes, I'm all about peace.
Hi, Zach. I just had a conversation with
I'm all
Cockapoo
about
because
peace
you obviously
behind the
have
scenes.
concerns. You mentioned your message to me.
Again, reaffirming she's a peacemaker.
Thank you, darling. Hope you're feeling better. Just put your mind at ease.
Unfortunately, the less intelligent people will say, oh, well, yeah, she's shown proof.
But she didn't feel proof of anything.
That's right. You wanted it to be in control of Zach, so you wanted him friends with Mama Kaz, Cockapoo. You wanted
I
him
was
friends
never
with these
coming
people.
after Zach. Never,
You was?
ever. It was a
I know your game.
friendship. I don't know why.
I know her game. She was trying to make him make up with all these people so that she could
Rosie,
manipulate.
pause it a second.
You know, I'm just fucking in my own.
Just while she's mentioned Cockapoo, because I don't know much about Cockapoo, only being DG's big gifter. That's all I know about her. Is she just someone with a high level gifting score that's being passed around at the top?
Yeah, she doesn't go live or anything. She just goes from box to box to box.
And
She
this
goes in after
really
them.
likes her, and now she's got a voice. So she's literally just bought her way up. She's been basically manipulated because she's vulnerable.
She's brought her way up, but
and
she
then-
is, I would say she is an intelligent person. She does say a lot of things that make sense. I used to quite like her at first, but she started to become too involved, too kind of in the clique, too kind of, you know what I mean, just jumping in all at the right moments, trying to soften blows whenever her friends were getting, you know, pulled up for something. She would jump in with all the big words and try and explain it in a way to make a situation not look as bad for them as it was. And spin another perspective on it to try and soften the blow.
Do you
Another
think
one who
these?
won't show her face. She's faceless. She's not vulnerable.
She's not vulnerable.
Because no, she doesn't show her face either. Never. You don't know who she is.
Do you think these bigger creators are befriending other creators' mods to try and have some sort of insight on what's going on in Discord groups or behind the scenes? Again, with leverage. And
Yeah,
stuff.
Definitely.
what can I say on that, Kaz? That if you were Miss Red's mod, if Miss Red said, "Oh, I've just made Kaz a mod," will start following you. That's it.
Yeah, she's a spin doctor. She's like a fixer, Kaz. Do you know when a problem's happening, a fixer will come in and just clean it up?
Yeah. Strange, right?
Things like that.
Thank you,
and
Amelia.
Like I say, I feel like all of this has been done over the last couple of weeks, 4 weeks too, because he's been saying things online, having digs, toxic person, toxic people.
She tried to make you be
having
friends with everyone around here to
comments,
control you
know.
further.
Thank you for the gifts, guys, and send all the gifts that you want. I really appreciate it.
She wasn't being peacekeeper at all.
Send all the gifts you want.
I'm
It was
seeing
to further
things,
control
you know, Zach decided to step away, obviously because I feel like Zach got what he wanted. He got the platform that he wanted. He was happy in my boxes. He was happy being associated with me.
He was
and then
scared.
He got where he got, and
Right, so Zach, let's put it out there. Zach had a platform before he went into Miss Red's box. She saw Zach's platform growing and growing and growing through his personality, through everything that she wanted to bring him into the clique to be part of it. Yeah.
Can I just say I hate the word platform?
And she knew that obviously he's got that slot right before 10 o'clock. Sometimes he used to go over 10 o'clock. So to get all his viewers to follow, if he came off before 10 o'clock, it's like a viewer recycling, right? Get them to go from his to hers, from hers to Luke's. Yeah?
Yep.
It's like a pipeline of narrative, isn't it? They're going from one to another to another. Each host is telling him something and the other one's complimenting it. And then the other one's saying something else. And then before you know it, they're at the end in a live where someone's doing a battle. A bigger creator, it's mad.
It's all backing each other up, isn't it? But what Zach realised is that this is not for me. I don't want to be part of this. I'm happy just on my own and try to pull out. When he tries to pull out, and boom, they all go for him.
A bit like Scientology, excommunication. And then you target the character. And also what she says about, she keeps saying irrelevant stuff again. If this was court, it would be objection, Your Honour, irrelevant constantly. She says he's happy to sit in my box. Means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. It's just he was quite happy. He was using me. That's what she's trying to say. The geezer was happy to sit in a box. So what? Doesn't excuse anything you did, does it? It doesn't excuse.
You've got to remember at that time he was also having all this leverage hung over him that was going to be weaponised against him. So he's sitting in that box to try and keep the peace again. It goes back to him just trying to just wants his platform, no hassle, just wants the peace and quiet. That's why he sat in the boxes for those short periods of time that he was in there, for the voice and the other, the odd in boxes.
I understand Zach has fell as a victim in all this, but we should be questioning Zach. Who else have you sent this stuff to? Like, who else have you messaged who's done nothing? As Zach, Miss Red can't be the only person.
You know this isn't the end there.
Yeah, we spoke about this.
Because when you
The
find
fact
out
that-
if you find out, just an example I'm going to throw out, it's probably, I can make up a random person, like person A. If Zach's reached out to person A and sent the messages saying, I've not been good, I'm in a bad
I think
state.
this is Judith from Comment Cafe. Just be aware in case some music's going to come here.
Let the joyous news be spread, the wicked old witch at last is dead.
Judith, I knew it was you. I could see you in the box.
Yeah, if Zach had sent these messages to someone else as well, which he probably has, to say how bad he's feeling and some images with it as well to back it up, and this someone else has then gone to Fact Freak or someone else who does exposures, like, we'd never know unless he says, like, yeah, I've messaged this person, this person, this person. Because Fact Freak might have inboxes from, I don't know, like DG or whoever else Zach's reached out to, and he's just gonna keep on to them because they're not relevant at the minute. And we're all going after misread, but there's probably 20 misreads.
Yeah, but you've got to have a starting point, haven't you, Kaz? You've got to have a person you start with, and then the tumbling cards will just keep falling.
Yeah.
What got me was I was fully yesterday at one point, fully Zach was a victim, and I was like, this is terrible and everything, which he is to an extent of some of it. But then it became obvious that now him and EQ are friends, and immediately me and Ryan were talking at the time. I was like, whoa, that gave me a whole different perspective on it.
Okay,
so why would you be so worried about things and then be friends with EQ? Do you know what I mean?
Let's move on.
Misread's too toxic. Misread circle's too toxic. Bearing in mind that you loved it in my boxes, you
was
sent me flowers and
scared.
chocolates.
It's a trauma bonding,
The thing
isn't it? Is that what it's
what really
called?
happened is you got where you wanted to get, and you
Stockholm
distanced
syndrome.
yourself from me
Thank you, Amelia.
because you had what you wanted.
Okay.
All along you got what you wanted because I was proving to
She
you
said
that
that say on
wasn't
purpose to
how
out
to
Zach
get
sexual
you
assault, and he
things
never
like
has.
that. You did use me, Zach. You used me. Hence why you chose while I was away to do all this. Also, guys, I was approached by another content creator to join forces with them. Why won't that go off? Join forces with them, to bring.
Right. Approached again by another content creator, which means to me, she's done it again in the previously. Yeah.
Well, she just keeps the peace.
What I get about that as well, Milty, is she always says these really ambiguous statements, like another content creator, but of course she can't name them. Like the whole time about when she said her address had been doxed, or Alex did, or whatever, and she said that ambulances were being sent there and they weren't, and then she said there was an incident on Friday, but I can't talk about it. So again, clouding it, and you're not allowed to question it. What I say is gospel.
You know why, Bazza, she has such a problem with Comment Cafe? Because she can't control what they do.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. She can't. They don't give a fuck about her.
She's all about control, and she can't control Comment Cafe.
Okay, let's move on.
Zach bring to light what Zach's about, and this. Okay, I can't get it off. Why isn't it coming off?
It was all to control Zach.
And I said to G Crew, me and Zach ain't in the best place, but I don't want to bring Zach down. You know, my mental health can't take it. I've already got problems with Evil Queen. I've got and Delusive Angie on my back. You know, Delusive Angie loves to have a go. And I just don't want it. I just want a peaceful life. So that's what I said to G Crew. I don't want to get involved with bringing Zach down or having beef with fucking Zach. And that was 2 weeks ago, Zach. 2 weeks ago that was said.
So why are they all wanting to bring Zach down behind the scenes? G Crew, Miss Red, everybody. Why do they all want to bring Zach down? Because he's doing so well. So why has G Crew approached us to expose Zach as well?
Find it, guys.
So they're all out to get Zach.
The screen's so small. Anyway, it was said. I said no thank you, basically, G Crew, but I'll help you with your platform, mate. Because he felt like Zach had took all his viewers and stuff like that. So what next? What am I going to say next?
There's G Crew under the bus. G Crew felt like Zach was
basically
taking
it's all down to your paranoia, Zach, not mine.
Well, maybe G Crew needs to up his game then. Do you know what I mean? And do something a bit more fun.
Signs that who you are on live wasn't who you was offline.
How's she talking to him?
Can I just say that it's as if G Crew and people expect everyone to go to their lives, right? They have to do something for it. You have to work for it and give something for people to come to your lives. Yeah? Because Zach is doing something, he's got variety, it's a breakfast show, that's why people are going. They don't want to go and sit and watch G Crew in the morning, lying on his bed, asking people to gift and going into battles. They don't want that. They want some variety, they want a bit of fun. They're just woke up out their beds. They don't want to be just sitting battling. They want some entertainment, and that's why they go to Zach.
Yeah.
And it's creators loosely expecting people to go in their lives and only their lives.
Because I got involved in something.
This I didn't see the point of at all.
Lucy was doing the singing competition. I've spoke to Lucy. I mean, Lucy's fine. When Lucy was doing the singing competition, Zach asked me to get Nicole on, so Nicole would get all the votes. Nicole would get over Lucy, and I agreed to that. I agreed to let Lucy on, but I did say. Let me see.
It's healthy competition. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. I didn't see the point of this.
Sorry to the wrong people.
Let her on.
She just said G Crew messaged her 2 weeks ago.
That's another tactic to make him look bad.
G Crew felt like Zach was taking all of his views, and she said, "Oh no, thanks." Apparently, so you know what I mean. They're all trying to take Zach down for some reason. So he's right.
You enjoyed this bloody weekend. Put your feet up, bitch. When you're back on Monday, I was going to say, Nicole, you know Nicole Mannix, the Irish one, she needs loads of votes because she's trying to win a trip to America from TikTok. It's completely free for everyone. She wanted me to ask you, because she sing on your show in the morning before the news starts every morning. Just like, do you know what I mean? Just like to start it off with a little sing-song. If not, that's all right. But if not every morning, just can she do it just once so she can get everyone to vote for her on her side? Because we're trying to beat Lucy. Fuck Lucy, don't dare give it to Lucy.
Irrelevant.
It's just in a healthy competition way. He's not meaning he hates Lucy.
Yeah, just having a laugh.
You can't back your mates, even though she backs hers.
Anything despite Lucy, she's done nothing to me.
Oh, she's done nothing to me. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's just another trying to slate his character. That's all it is.
Yeah.
100%.
So again, Lucy.
This is what we're talking about, a comment. One comment it takes.
It's always, she's done nothing to me as well. They've done nothing to me. They've done nothing to me.
She held one comment against it.
Got to know each other the last couple of months, and I think you're lovely, and I'm sorry for being part of that. So what I'm trying to prove here is that Zach isn't the nice guy that he portrays to be.
And there it is.
Thank you,
We all
mate.
have our groups, we all have our talks, you know, none
And
of us.
that does not make you a good person, though.
You did that to spite Lucy, Zach. You did that to spite Lucy.
Thought she didn't do
And
Exposure
I
Live.
played part in that because I had a massive
She's
platform.
exposing
And
things
again,
that nobody knows about. So
thank
she's
you,
doing an exposure live, basically. Look, more drink.
Thank you, Luke, and
There's
thank you.
definitely nothing in that cup.
I was going to say, was there anything in that fucking cup?
She's got a lizard tongue if there is.
No wonder she's got such dry lips. Put some liquid in there, Cal.
It's a deposit for a brain cell.
Look how glazed her eyes are online.
Again, sending me pictures of Lucy. Look how glazed her eyes are on live.
Finish Marcus M.
Her past shoot was foot last night. We'll go into this. We'll go into this. Okay.
Millsy, can you pause it a second?
Is it off? Is it
I
off?
thought you said it was illegal to share people.
So, for anyone wondering, hang on, let me pop my camera around. So Lucy actually she got banned. This is from her Discord. She said, I've appealed it. There's only one suspect. I think you all know who that is. Feel free to report them as much as you like. This is getting boring now. How can someone wake up every day and feel the need to constantly bring someone down? The only one who's making videos about me and talking about me, he won't stop. And then it goes on. And then someone asks who it is. Someone else says, smack the rat, meaning Zach the Brat. And it just continuously goes on with Lucy encouraging her crew to go and mass report Zach the Brat. So I'm not surprised that Zach the Brat had something to say. I will... Sorry.
Beth, has that got dates on it when that was? Was that pre-Miami trip or was it after?
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first live fest. So it was the one with all of the votes where Nicole and Zach were working together to get it for Nicole.
Yeah.
Now, Lucy also tried to. So she had an ex-mod who gifted her quite a lot of money, and when this mod was demodded for no reason, this is a voice note that was sent, and Lucy tried to out this on Luke the Judge's show. Now I am outing this for this person today because this person's had it hanging over them, and I'm outing it before Lucy does, basically, because it's going to come out.
Recorders, get ready.
Who sees?
I'm really sorry. No, I didn't want to talk to you. I just...
Right, everyone mute, please.
Get with the Donna on that.
Just reaffirm what you're doing.
I really thought that I'd found a community that I fitted into, and accepted me for me. And this is the fourth time in the space of a year that, and I know Lucy's got reasons for doing what she did, but it just feels like I'm that person that people think they can just pick up and put down, but I mean, like, I'm never at the top of someone's priority list. Never at the top of someone's priority list. I'm always like, further down, people just pick me up and put me down and just use me. I'm not saying they use me, but like, that's how it feels. Like, in the real world as well, not just on TikTok. Like, I'm just a person that's just existing for everyone around me and not for myself.
Beth, can you pause it there a sec?
Hang on, let me just get to the end. I've only got a minute left.
Okay.
Obviously that happened on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday it was my ADHD assessment, right? And a few people knew and no one asked how that went, not one person. My mum forgot. And then next week is the year since my nan died. It feels like everything's crashing down around me again. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to deal with it. I really understand what I'm trying to do, but I really don't want to be here.
Beth, I'm a bit confused. Sorry, I don't know what has been said here or what the context of this is. And is that your voice? It sounds like you, yeah?
So the end of it is, I'm not going to say who it is in the voice note, but the end of it is the mod saying, I don't want to be here anymore. Lucy tried to play that on Luke the Judge's show. So it's just proving the circles of behaviour that's going on the app.
So who made this? So this girl was Lucy's mod.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucy was bullying her, are you saying, or what?
Lucy demodded her and handled the situation really badly, and that doesn't need to be talked about on TikTok. That's not why I've brought this to this. I'm proving to you here that there is a circle of people with these behaviours.
It does sound
behaviours.
Of trying
to
out because
people.
you played that, you're going to have to break it down a little bit because everybody's sitting scratching their heads.
So
you've just said you can't talk about it on TikTok, but you've played a voice note.
So the point that I'm making here is the last 30 seconds of that voice note.
That, she tried to out Lucy before.
Sorry?
Isn't that right, Beth?
What did you say, sorry?
Hold on, what's this turning into now?
Yeah, this is...
Where's the context?
People just jumping
the
up.
context is the last 30 seconds of that voice note is the person saying, I don't want to be alive anymore.
Oh. You?
Beth, was that, but you not our mod?
I was her mod, yeah. Which essentially, she then took that to Luke the Judge and threatened to out that. So, I'm just making the point that everyone's as bad as each other.
Yeah. It just sounds very like you, Beth.
Is it Beth? Was it you who got into, sorry, it's a financial difficulty? Gifting is that you? Okay, cool. I've come. All right. I don't really know what this is all about, but is that you talking is that your voice on the voice note?
Well, yes, and it's just me making the point that all of these creators will try and out each other to deflect. That voice note was going to be played on Luke the Judge's live. Lucy gave it to Luke the Judge. That's my point.
So she gave point I've got. Kind of in a malicious way, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right then.
So that's the only point I'm making, is that everybody does it, not just, it's not just Miss Red that's done these things. There is plenty of other creators that have put things out there that have caused harm to other people.
Did Luke the Judge play it or not? Because I've never watched Luke the Judge.
No face, no case stopped him.
No. So this, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with what you just said, but it goes on to like these people, the platforms like the Luke the Judges, the deep divers, the people who do the FYP news shit. They pick and choose what they put out, and if it fits a narrative, they'll put it out. If it doesn't, they won't. I'm not saying what you've just played is. I wasn't listening that much, but I don't know the facts behind what you just played. But I can see what point you're trying to get across.
Yeah, so that voice note is out there now. It's now no longer hanging over my head, the same as how those photos are no longer hanging over Zach's head. It's done.
Gotcha.
It's out
there. You wanted to take back control so they can't have that over you.
Yeah, so now it's out there.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. It's out there now. Everyone's heard it. That's what was said. There you go.
Yeah, that's not nice. I'm sorry it happened to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry you went through that, but well done for taking the control back.
Is the point that I'm making is Miss Red is not the only person to have done this with images of people.
Can I ask a question, Beth? Can I just ask, why were you dropped from Lucy's as a mod? And the reason I'm asking is I've got a thought behind if it carries on what we were talking about last night.
She demodded half of her team because she believed that people were talking to other creators about her, but I don't know the full thing, but she demodded half.
Was it anything to do with not gifting us as much money?
I don't know. Possibly. The people that were demodded had slowed down on gifting, but I don't know, and I don't want to talk about Lucy.
Can I just pipe in here? Sorry, and you all might go against me here, that's fine. But people on this app, and I'm not directing this to you, Beth, but people on this app really need to take a step back when your mental health's getting affected, your life's getting affected that bad, with a mod position.
100%.
On an app.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Somebody you do not know.
Right, I agree with you, but we've got to remember one thing here, right? When you're gifting people, I've fallen for the trap myself, right? When you start gifting people, it's like a gambling habit. You want to see what comes up on screen. You want somebody to say, yeah, oh, thanks, yeah, thanks. And you get roped into shit that you really don't, you don't want to get out of it because you're getting a lot of thingy for it. You know what I mean?
I think the point here is not about who you're gifting. It's more about the creator from the side of, and we're really not talking about gifting here as what the topic of the live's about, but it kind of goes back to the point that are creators just using mod rings and people as mods because of their gifting level and their gifting badge, and when you're no longer gifting and needed, you get dropped, right? But anyways, Beth, I hope you're all right, and I'm sorry to hear that happened to you, and hopefully you can get a little bit of peace.
Can I ask,
your mind?
Just while we're on this, can I ask one little question from, because someone's a mod here. See, when you were a mod for like a big creator, are you expected to be there when they go live? Do you have expectations placed upon you?
Yeah, a lot of expectations. I was modding while I was at work. Wow. I'm glad I got dropped because I didn't realise the impact of being someone's, like a big streamer's mod had until I was dropped. And I feel like now that voice note is out there, I can just I can move on now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I also just before we change the subject back to what we were on, can I just ask if anybody was a mod for Luke the Judge, Misread, anybody like that, please get in touch because just there is method behind my madness. Okay, thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, and just also for those that are saying it's my choice, I'm not sat here moaning about the gifting. I'm making the point that quite a serious voice note was attempted to be leaked on Luke the Judge's show.
And see all that, if somebody says earlier that these big creators or whatever you say, they're selling people the dream. Like, oh, this is what you could get, and they follow them blindly. People need to sit down, take a step back and see it for what it is. It's a repeated cycle on here.
Again, it goes back to gifting rings and mod rings and stuff like that, doesn't it? So
I can give you an example of a long time ago when I was following Lawrence.
Right, I'm off anyway. Bye, guys.
Right, Beth, thanks a lot. Tibby, do you mind if we hold on? I want to get off gifting because we're not really here about gifting and stuff like that. I want to go back to like the misread thing. Okay.
Those WhatsApps, and she's doing it right now. Do you remember the day when she was sat there saying it was illegal?
Darling, I am really sorry. Really, really sorry for that live that I held. And I know how that has affected your mental health because over the last 2 days I've seen the hate campaigns that have gone on for me. That bitch, Evil Queen, the one that's sat canting with me now, she felt it appropriate to sit there and do what she did yesterday, and there was 9,000 people in that room. She played the clap clap song, Misread is a beast. I'm not a beast, but I am is human. I've made mistakes.
Yes, my song.
But I'm not the only mean bitch. There's many mean bitches in the game. Behind the scenes, all I've tried to do is make peace. I've said things.
This is the language you use.
I'll hold my hands up. But like I said, I've spoken to the people that I have spoken about, and I've made my peace with them weeks ago before even all this started.
Team Bracelets, everybody, and Daily Harmony is 10,000. Just make sure to follow me. This is my account every day.
So, Marcus Ems, if you are listening, I'm genuinely sorry for the life that I held.
Really disgusted this bit.
Because like I say, what's happened with me over the last couple of days has been absolutely horrendous. I feel now. I know exactly how you feel. And any other creator that I've spoken about, and I've got people in the box to attack, whether you're a good creator, bad creator. I get it. I get it. I had a taste of my own medicine. But the 9,000 people in Evil Queen's live yesterday, you are an evil bitch. You are a fucking vile.
And there's the real Donna.
How dare you play that clap clap song about me, right? When you said I sexually
So we have to be saying these things, by the way.
Here it comes.
Kids, you wish death upon babies.
And she was still friends with me after all the whole life. So it says more about it.
I became your friend because I believed you were sorry. You weren't fucking sorry. Like on the FYP, I seen a video. You only become friends with me again, so I didn't speak about Bradley. You didn't mean them sorries, right? You have said the most absolute fucking
But she became
disgusting
friends
stuff
with me
about
after all that.
everybody. So if anybody should have the clap clap song played about them, it's you.
Liar.
And we're going to
Pathetic
do
this
that
is.
now. And play the clap clap song.
No way is she